This image doesn't invite you in. It stops you. Not with movement, not with drama, but with stillness. Two figures, standing upright, facing forward. Their posture is rigid, their expressions controlled. Nothing here feels spontaneous. The longer you look, the more intentional it becomes. This is not just a portrait of people. It's a carefully built image, designed, composed, constructed to communicate something specific, something about order, about behavior, about how one is supposed to stand and look and be seen. You are not simply observing this painting. You are standing in front of a system. This image was painted in 1930. America was not calm. The economy was collapsing. The future felt uncertain. And in moments like that, societies don't look for freedom. They look for stability. The man who painted this image was named Grant Wood. He wasn't interested in crisis scenes or dramatic gestures. He chose something quieter, something stricter. A vision of order, of restraint, of people who don't move unless they are supposed to. This painting doesn't show fear, it shows control. The kind that appears when uncertainty becomes unbearable, and discipline feels safer than freedom. This image was painted in 1930. America was not calm. The economy was collapsing. The future felt uncertain. And in moments like that, societies don't look for freedom. They look for stability. The man who painted this image was named Grant Wood. He wasn't interested in crisis scenes or dramatic gestures. He chose something quieter, something stricter. A vision of order, of restraint, of people who don't move unless they are supposed to. This painting doesn't show fear, it shows control. The kind that appears when uncertainty becomes unbearable, and discipline feels safer than freedom. In the center of the image, there is an object that dominates everything else: the pitchfork. At first glance, it looks like a simple farming tool, something practical, something ordinary. But the way it is painted tells a different story. It is held perfectly upright, aligned with the man's body, aligned with the buttons on his jacket, aligned with the structure of the image itself. This is not how tools are held when they are used. This is how symbols are held when they are displayed. The pitchfork doesn't suggest work. It suggests order, stability, control. It divides the image, it organizes it, and without saying a word, it tells you exactly where the center is. Behind the figures, there is a house. At first, it feels secondary, just a background, but its position tells another story. The house stands upright, structured, symmetrical, unyielding. Its most striking feature is the window at the top. Tall, narrow, almost Gothic in shape. It doesn't look outward. It looks down, like an eye placed above the scene. This house doesn't suggest comfort. It suggests rules, boundaries, expectations. It is not behind the figures by accident. It stands with them, reinforcing the same values, the same rigidity, the same silent supervision. One of the most unsettling aspects of this image is that we are never told who these two people are. They are often described as a farmer and his daughter, sometimes as a husband and wife, sometimes simply as rural Americans. But the painting itself never confirms any of this. Their relationship is left deliberately unclear, and that ambiguity matters. Because defined roles create limits, but undefined roles create authority. When you don't know who someone is to you, you become more cautious, more restrained, more careful in how you behave. These figures don't express affection. They don't signal intimacy. They stand side by side, but not together. United not by emotion, but by expectation. By a shared understanding of how one is supposed to appear. By now, it should be clear that this painting is not about rural life. It's not about farming, and it's not about the past. American Gothic is about behavior, about how people are expected to stand, to look, to remain controlled. It presents a world where order is visible and deviation is unspoken. No punishment is shown, no threat is made, and yet the pressure is unmistakable. This image doesn't need to accuse you. It only needs to exist in front of you, watching, measuring, judging. Some images don't watch, they judge. There is one final thing this image never tells you. Whether you passed its judgment. American Gothic never explains what is correct behavior. It simply presents it and leaves you standing in front of it, a little more aware of how still you are, how quiet you became, how carefully you watched yourself while watching the image. This is how power often works in art. It doesn't command. It doesn't threaten. It waits. And once you notice that waiting, you start seeing it elsewhere, in other images, other monuments, other silent structures. If there is a work of art or a place that has made you feel something similar, let it be known. Some images don't end when you stop looking at them. They follow you.